again. Then he saved the world in Armageddon, and say what you want about this movie is what it is, and it achieved exactly what they were going for. Like it or not. Lots of sweeping camera work, lots of exploding explosions, lots of crazy characters, and lots of death. Which is a sign of a great Michael Bay movie. It has everything you want and more, much, much more from Michael Bay and Bruce Willis. But of course, the egos of Bruce Willis and Michael Bay clashed on set, and Bruce said he would never work with Michael Bay ever again. The film made tons of money, and it made the apocalypse seem cool. It has a wonderful ensemble cast, including his pal, the late great Michael Clark Duncan. And it was Bruce Willis who got Duncan the chance to audition for the Green Mile, and the rest is history. But yeah, Armageddon. It's like Deep Impact, but exciting. Then there was the action thriller The Siege, which is a very interesting film about terrorist attacks in New York City. This film came out in 1998, but was transformed into a much more meaningful film after the terrorist attacks of September 2001. So The Siege kind of took on a new life because of real-world events. It's directed by the great Edward Zwick, and Bruce is always good as a military man. The Siege. I hear Breakfast of Champions is really, really bad. I've never seen it, but it looks like Bruce gets to show off his silly side again in this Kurt Vonnegut Jr. adaptation. I think this is one of the times where you can say with great confidence that the book was better.
I know things that could make your head spin.
My head spins all the time. I'm trying to make it stop.
Then came The Sixth Sense. Bruce gives a quiet yet powerful performance in this mega blockbuster. It was the surprise sleeper hit of 1999, the best year for movies ever. This slow-burn paranormal thriller shook audiences and made so much money. The Sixth Sense was nominated for lots of Oscars, and this is one of the first films where I started noticing filmmaking techniques. I remember watching the special features and listening to everything that M. Night Shyamalan had to say. It's like, whoa, he uses the color red for, like, artistic reasons, for, like, the story? It was mind-opening for me as a movie watcher. So The Sixth Sense will always have a special place in my heart. And my nightmares. That vomit girl scene, it scared the vomit out of me. And it seems like Bruce actually kind of gets along with the director on this one, because M. Night Shyamalan and Bruce would go on to work together again. Their bond is unbreakable. In fact, M. Night Shyamalan wrote The Sixth Sense with Bruce in mind. This film put Bruce Willis back on top again. Hollywood was like, welcome back, Bruce. Here's your throne at the top again. Sit on it until you get bored.
I see dead people.
Also in 1999, he worked with Rob Reiner again in The Story of Us, and Bruce brought on the new millennium with the hilarious gangster comedy, The Whole Nine Yards. The film was successful and led to a sequel, and no, that sequel was not called The Whole 9 Yards 2, it was called, wait for it, The Whole 10 Yards, because 10 is one more than 9, if you believe in numbers. And it seems like Bruce really likes numbers. Lots of his movies have numbers in the title. 4 Rooms, The Fifth Element, Sixth Sense, Lucky Number 11, The Whole 9 Yards, The Whole 10 Yards, 10 Minutes Gone, 12 Monkeys, Ocean's 12, 16 Blocks, Catch 44, and I'm not even counting the sequels with 2 in the title, and he even had a cameo in Loaded Weapon 1, if that counts. But let's get back to The Whole 9 Yards, shall we? Bruce is so funny as the tough guy gangster alongside Matthew Perry, and they have great chemistry together. Bruce actually got along with Perry, and this led to his appearing on an episode of Friends, for which he won an Emmy. Congratulations, Bruce. I think Ross dates his daughter, and then he sleeps with Rachel, and
okay,
everybody in the audience laughs
okay.
at the right moments.
That was so good.
Then he did Disney's The Kid, which I always thought was a remake of the classic Charlie Chaplin film, but no! It's about Bruce Willis meeting a younger version of himself. Like Looper, but less violent. And 12 Monkeys, but with less monkeys. And even Bruno the Kid in a way. It seems like Bruce Willis's favorite co-star is young Bruce Willis. Then Bruce Willis helped reimagine the modern comic book superhero movie before the modern comic book superhero movie even really existed. It was The Incredible Unbreakable. Bruce is once
What's up,
again
freak?
perfectly cast in this M. Night
Yeah, they fired the coach and the GM. How you feel about that? Matt Patricia gone. I think like 5 more Lions players came down with the coronavirus too. That sucks. Who's the new head coach?
called him. This dark character study reminded us all why we love to see Bruce Willis up on the silver screen. And it's actually M. Night's favorite film of his own. Lots of people love this one, including me. I'm one of those people. Then there was the delightful crime comedy Bandits, where 2 bank robbers fall in love with their hostage. It's a crazy fun time. Billy Bob and Kate Winslet nominated for Golden Globes.
Barry Sanders, that would be crazy.
But he's good too. He did the World War II drama Hearts War, and he was randomly in a low-budget kids movie about a cow called Grand Champion. Then there was the thrilling war flick Tears of the Sun. Bruce sued the studio for trauma. He claimed that he suffered from extreme physical and emotional pain as a result from acting in this movie. And once again, Bruce Willis clashed with the director, Antoine Fuqua, both vowing never to work with each other again. I'm seeing a pattern here. Hey, are there any Rugrat fans out there? Remember when those stupid babies teamed up with the Wild Thornberrys and made a movie, and that movie was called Rugrats Go Wild? Remember? Remember that? And remember Tommy's dog, Spike? Remember? Ever wonder what Spike would sound like if he had a human voice? Well, wonder no more, because this movie answers that age-old question. He sounds like Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is Spike. Spike is Bruce Willis. And featuring the voice of
If J Max could give me a link, or if somebody could give me a link, I'll watch that fight. I think there's a UFC event too. There's like always a UFC event.
He played himself again in the stupid, horrible Ocean's 12 with a stupid, horrible cameo. Hate this movie. And the year 2005 brought on the film Hostage, which is very underrated. It was produced independently and picked up by everyone's favorite producer, Harvey Weinstein. The film features his real-life daughter and real-life beard. Bruce plays a hostage negotiator who has to stop Ben Foster, who's scary as in this one. Then came Sin City. Robert Rodriguez brought to life this graphic novel unlike anything we had ever seen before. The film literally looks like a comic coming to life, and Bruce is once again perfectly cast in this gritty, dark, violent crime saga. I was so excited to see this movie when it first came out. I had never seen anything like it before. And I'm from San Antonio, which is Robert Rodriguez's hometown, so it felt, personal. So I remember rushing to the theater on opening day, getting there hours before showtime because I assumed the rest of the world was as interested in this film as I was and I didn't want it to sell out. But no, there were plenty of seats in the theater. But the film was very successful. Successful enough to get a sequel, like 10 years too late. Nobody cared about that one. But yeah, the first Sin City, me likes it. Then he joined forces with his BFF/ex-wife trophy husband at the time, Ashton Kutcher. And he did a funny guest appearance.
Wasted the whole day watching Vanderbilt, Missouri to see that chick kick a field goal. Vandy lost 42-0 and never got a chance.
16 blocks.
Yeah, I saw a post of that on social media too. I thought,
Alpha Dog, Over the Hedge.
I'm all for inclusion and all that stuff, but like, man, I saw one of her kicks and I don't know if it was a squib kick or if she meant to do it on purpose, but it's probably the worst kick I ever seen in my life. And, she's getting praise for that? Like, cool, yeah, you're a girl playing football, like college football, like that's cool. Progress. Awesome. But when you suck at it, like, you don't deserve praise. Because if that was a dude, if that was a dude kicking that badly, playing that badly, you better believe that he would get destroyed for it. So, She needs to get destroyed for being what's the word? Terrible. She did a kickoff. She had a kickoff, and like, did she at least, like, was it like, you know, one of those, like, what's up, Chris? Was it at least a kickoff that, like, it was not returnable? Like, she kicked it past the end zone or something? She's also, like, 6'2". Well, I do like the tall girls. You know, Uncle Jesse don't mind climbing trees from time to time, if you catch my drift. But no, yeah, like I said, I saw one kick of hers anyway. And it went like 20 yards. Yeah. Exactly, Chris. Yeah, dude, I'm all for like equal opportunity. You know what I mean? No problemo. But if you can't kick a ball more than 20 yards down the field, then, you know, I don't want you kicking out there, period. You know, because God forbid some asshole, you know, takes something out on her and then it's a problem. Hello. Mami, estoy en el trabajo. ¿Qué pasa? Un segundito, me voy a demorar como media hora para llegar. ¿Qué pasó? Wow. En la mitad, en el... Wow. ¿Y esa ventana no la puedes abrir? Bueno, te veo ahorita entonces. Bueno, te veo ahora. No, it's okay, don't worry. Te veo ahora. Ciao. Well, I'm doing good, but I gotta leave you guys. My mom needs my help real quick, so I'm gonna go take care of that. She locked herself out of the house, so I need to go. I need to go open the door for her. Oh my God! All right, I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back unless I should I keep the stream going? I mean, no, there's really no point if I'm not gonna be here, you know, to chat with y'all. But yeah, I'll be right back. I'll probably be back like in half an hour or something like that, to and from. But yeah, you guys, I'll be back. I have Apollo here. Actually, he's knocked out.